When I discovered that no one in this world could love me more than me, a realm of unnoticed happiness was prevailed because somehow, over time, with aging and growing up, I was taught to despise myself and I was deprived of my feelings, loss of innocence, and there's a price to pay for that. But I made sure that I kept my appearance appealing so that someone would someday love me, because that would make every little girl's childhood fantasy come true, right? I was 13 when I was first shamed horrifically of my body. Of course, this wasn't the only time, but I recall standing in the mirror trying to analyze my figure, telling myself I'd never be good enough. And so I went to school covered head to toe, sweatshirts pulled over my wrists, gripped in my palm, long pants, layering myself, hiding myself, denying myself the right to express myself because I didn't dare to implement beauty in regards to something as disgusting as my body. But don't we all end up pushed against the wall because the only place we'll ever actually feel safe is curled up inside our skin, since we've been taught to hate by a society that execrates and to shun something as disgusting as confidence. And sometimes, when I meet the part of me that loves me for me, I can't find her to remind her that the mirror is meant to be a curse, so that I can find her in my mind. But when she shouts, "Let me out," we're all allowed to listen. But it's met with a hard-knocking, egotistical narcissist. But since when is loving who we are taken offense by idiots who have no significance in our lives? Change this and that physicality. You're more than a code of accusations of you're not good enough and you'll never be good enough. Don't surrender. You're the only thing you'll ever really have. And no, I'm not talking about your body, because no matter what you do, that'll go bad anyway. I mean you, the only you will ever know. I mean the way your imagination works as a compass, leading you to what you're most passionate about. When you begin to drown and suffocate in these petty, perpetual expectations, you have to reconsider the miracle of your existence, because you are so much more than your waistline, so much more than what society calls constructive criticism, but us we refer to as judgment and frivolous disapproval. But some of us forget that we live in a media-warped world where we're taken straight from the womb and taught one of the many first words of society's approval, that men are sexual beings and we're what they're being attracted to. Sexually derived species that will treat you as their last resort and feast on you like you're nothing but what you mean to them and them only. So even if we wanted to, we couldn't escape society's desires. But that doesn't mean you have to live up to their standards. Believe you're the X that marks the spot, and I promise you everyone will look at you differently.